The people who went to the Mariners game today took the light rail, a lot of them. And a lot of them probably didn't pay for it, which is why now Sound Transit is considering a pilot program to finally put turnstiles on the trains. I kid you not. This is from King 5. Sound Transit is studying whether to add fare gates to some Link light rail stations. Some? Just some. Let me make sure. You know what they're going to do? They're going to add them to the stations in the rich neighborhoods, probably, and then leave them free in the poor neighborhoods. Is that what we're going to be talking about here? They say this is an effort to improve safety, boost fare compliance, and close a projected $20 to $30 billion shortfall over the coming decades. Wait. You're telling me that when it's free and anybody can ride on the thing, you get a whole bunch of homeless meth addicts on there, which is why 100% of the samples had meth or fentanyl in them? Is that what it is? Oh, okay. Wait, are you telling me that your fare enforcers that give you a warning, then another warning, then another warning, then another warning, then you can get diverted to fare treatment where they tell you, here's why you should pay the fare, and then you don't have to pay the fine. You're telling me that's not working for getting people to pay for it, and that might be contributing to your $20 to $30 billion shortfall over the coming decades? Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine.
Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time. A long time.
Directed staff to prepare a pilot program for fare gates at various key stations. An announcement with details on where and when the pilot program will happen is expected later this year. The agency currently relies on fare ambassadors who check riders' proof of payment on trains and platforms. Repeat fare evaders can face fines ranging from $50 to $124, according to King 5. They can face them. They are not facing them. Mike, do you ride the light rail often, except when you have to be Snowpiercer? Is there any other really time you go on the light rail?
When I go to sports games.
When you go to sports games. Have you ever seen a fare enforcement person on those things?
Once or twice.
Once or twice. Okay.
I mean, I could count them on one hand and still have a couple fingers left.
Right. Okay, I'm about the same way with you. The last time I was riding the light rail, they were standing on the platform and not even on the train. They were just standing around. What are you guys even doing here? What's the point? What's the purpose? Agency officials say fare gates, similar to San Francisco and New York, could help reduce fare evasion, you think, improve rider safety, and create a cleaner experience on trains. Whoa. Are you admitting that the homeless people cause a mess, that they're dirty? Is that what you're admitting? But installing gates could be expensive and complicated, especially ground-level stations like SoDo, which were not built to include barriers. Hey, dum-dums, you want me to do this for you? Mike, tell me if you think this will work. Here's what I think you should do, okay? You put metal railings along the edges of the platforms except for the area where the doors open. So that way you can't get around them. Where the doors open, that's where your fare gates are going to be. You have to beep it. You're right there. It comes out about 3 feet, so you've got some setback room for people to come off and come on. I think that's the easiest. I think that's the only way. Not just the easiest, but the only way you can do it.
Well, and what particularly frustrates me about all of this is in recent times, I have seen 2 more light rail stations being built in Kent Midway and down in Federal Way. And there's been no talk of putting turnstiles or gates or any kind of obstacle of any kind. And I don't understand. It's like, do we just not like money? Do we not want enforcement? But yet, oh no, now we got to look at raising property taxes because Sound Transit is way over budget. I don't know what we're going to do to make up this shortfall. How about collect some damn fares?
Exactly. Here's something else for you, Mike. Here we go. What am I saying all the time about Sound Transit? You have all this property and you do a lousy job advertising. Anytime I'm on Sound Transit, which is rare, what is it ads for? Sound Transit. Or like King County Health or something like that. Or some Seattle program. It is never real companies. You know what happens when you build these barricades at the edge of the platform? Mike, you get surface area where you could put advertising on it. So you wouldn't just get the fare enforcement. You could put actual advertising on there and get even more money. You know what? You guys want to solve your budgeting problem? Advertising on all those overpasses wherever you're building them. Giant billboards, and people will happily fork over the money to sell their products. But you guys would rather go after the drivers. You guys would rather go after our property taxes. One of the first jobs I really, really wanted, I didn't get it. I was a kid fresh out of college. I really wanted this job. And the reason I didn't get it was because they didn't really need any help. I was so bummed out. Grand Central Station. I love Grand Central Station in New York. Well, my mom had a connection with the lady who does all the advertising for Grand Central Station and has some people who work for her who do the advertising for Metro North and for the MTA and for all the different train companies. And they're like, well, we don't really need to chase anybody down because people just kind of come to us. They didn't even need the help so much, but I thought that would have been so cool. I love trains. And I love being in Grand Central Station back before the homeless people moved back in. And I thought that would have been the coolest job ever. Sound Transit doesn't believe in advertising. Doesn't. Those trains should be wrapped with the advertising for the latest Superman movie. You should have seen Superman flying on a Sound Transit light rail going past you. You never see things like that. You never, ever do. Look at the buses. What's the advertising on the buses? It's always for something like the library. That's how you could have done this. So now you want to do it to make up the